Welcome to Wednesday, the 16th day of February, 2022. This Day Weather Podcast brought to you by Chugwater Chili. Boy, that sounds really good with this cold weather coming on in. Go to chugwaterchili.com and why don't you make up a batch of green chili tonight? Check out Chugwater Chili's green chili seasoning. Go to chugwaterchili.com and use ChugwaterDon as your checkout code to get 20% off. A delicious hot pot of chili sounds really good with winter weather returning to the region. Temperatures will be falling, snow will be falling in many areas. As we've been indicating, this is not a big storm by our standards here in the Rockies and High Plains. You normally don't get big snows in February. I think this is a real typical February system. Not a lot of water content with the snow, but it's going to snow in many areas. And certainly after what has been a really nice bout of spring-like weather for the last 4 days, well, it's back to reality. Although there is a break in the weather tomorrow through Sunday. Tomorrow is still going to be chilly, but Friday through Sunday will bring moderating temperatures and a nice bounce back. However, another similar system is going to move in late Sunday through Tuesday of next week, and maybe will hang on longer. And we need to give a heads up. We're gaining confidence that we're going to have an Arctic air intrusion next week. Stock growers who have started calving operations pay close attention to next week's weather. It's possible the coldest air of the season could be here next week, as a sneaky little surge of Arctic air may come into the northern Rockies and High Plains sometime late Monday and the Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. We're not 100% sure of it yet, but our confidence is growing, and we'll show you how it may pan out. So stock growers, pay close attention. There'll be some snow with that Arctic air as well. Today's satellite photo really tells a good story. When we take a look here in the western United States and out across the Pacific, this fair weather here shows where the high is. You can see the cloudiness right here with the system that's diving in, bringing the snow right now. But look up north. Look up over Alaska, deep low over western Alaska right now. This is the system that's going to initiate the change in the weather next week. Another big low is back here off the Aleutians. So we're looking at, as we showed you earlier this past week, the pattern is getting more wavy across the northern hemisphere, getting more stormy. But these two systems right here, very impressive, and they're going to bring in with them some much colder air and some unsettled weather into the western states over the next 7 to 10 days. Taking a look at today's pattern, we've got this upper level low over the deserts of southern areas of Arizona and California with the Canadian cold front coming on through. So basically it's a merger of Pacific moisture and Canadian air that's going to bring our wintry weather. And here it is. This is the snowfall forecast through the next 48 hours. And you can see, like we've seen a lot of lately, the purple and the darker blues are over and near the mountain areas, but we're going to get some snow out on the plains as well, and even a little bit of snow west of the divide. Snowfall will be enough to make roads and highways slick. Temperatures will be a lot colder. And if we were to focus in a little bit more, let's take a look at the Front Range of Colorado. So here's Cheyenne right here. Here's Fort Collins. And then as you get down to the Denver metro area, Palmer Divide area, notice there's a little more snow right here down towards the Denver, Colorado Springs area, closer to the mountains and foothills. And this will come in later this afternoon, tonight, and early tomorrow. So not a big storm, a typical February storm, but if traveling, take it slow. Now let's go out further. This is for Sunday morning. That low I showed you up here comes all the way down and it is going to be in the panhandle of Idaho by Sunday morning. High pressure starts to build again out in the Pacific and noses more north towards the Aleutians, which makes the jet stream take more of a dip. There it is. Notice the blue and the purple up here. This is really, really cold air. And right here is a spoke of Arctic air. What will happen is, as this system slides south, the door opens for this Arctic air to perhaps come in right like this. So as we get into late Sunday night and into Monday, snow chances are going to return and temperatures are going to fall. And look at this. This really gives you a good example of what's going to happen. We've got the cold and winter weather now. We're going to see a break in the weather tomorrow, although it'll be chilly. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday really warm up, and you can see it. These are temperatures relative to the 30-year averages And you can see it warming up here this weekend. And look at along and east of the divide. So the Dakotas, Montana, eastern Wyoming, Colorado, into Nebraska, well, it gets spring-like again after we have this little episode of cold and snow we have now. But you're probably noticing this sharp delineation between the warmer temperatures here and the purple and the green up here. This is that Arctic air I talked about that was going to be right here. So as we go into Sunday, this is for Saturday afternoon and the Sunday morning. However, by Sunday afternoon, notice the change. Notice the big expansion of purple and blue over Canada into the Pacific Northwest, into Washington, Oregon, and Idaho, and into Montana. So what will happen is, for you folks up in Montana and the Dakotas, you're going to have a really warm Saturday, a really cold Sunday. Then, as we get into Tuesday morning, we have an amplification of the trough in the western United States. And I've been showing you how high pressure's been in the southeast and high pressure's been in the Pacific right there. So what that does is that makes a funnel of the Arctic air able to intrude into the Rockies and the high plains here. So as long as this pattern holds, the Arctic air is not going to go here like it has been lately. It's going to come here. And look at these temperatures relative to average by Tuesday afternoon. Anywhere you see purple, you're looking at the temperature pattern relative to average, anywhere from 25 to 33 degrees Fahrenheit below the seasonal normals. And if you're that far below average in February, you're pretty cold. So this would be a pretty good Arctic intrusion, especially by Tuesday. These are temperatures by noon Tuesday. These are in Fahrenheit. Now, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but this is potentially how cold it could get by Tuesday at noon. So see temperatures there in the gray, all below zero here. Look at these temperatures up here in North Dakota, 20 to 30 degrees below zero. Temperatures falling below zero across Montana, western Nebraska, South Dakota, and then nosing into the Front Range of Colorado, and even getting a little bit west of the divide right here across southwestern Wyoming, and some of that cold Arctic air spilling over the Bitterroot right there. These are wind chill values by Wednesday morning. Now, this isn't the measured air temperature, but rather the prediction of what the wind chill by Wednesday morning could be. This is why we're alerting stock growers, especially anyone in calving operations, to be prepared for potential cold and cold wind chills like this. And yes, some snow. Look at these wind chills up in North Dakota. So we've kind of had it a little bit like spring lately, but it's not here yet, folks. Kind of a false spring pattern, as February is not done yet. And we're likely going to see another deep intrusion into the southern plains of this Arctic air mass towards the middle of next week. And look at the 10-day forecast for snowfall across the U.S. Very, very impressive. Here's that swath of heavier snow from the southern plains through the Great Lakes. Look at the Rockies and look at the Cascades, even the Sierra Nevada getting into the act. So there's a lot of winter weather coming over the next 7 to 10 days. Precipitation, this is just the snowfall, but if we were to look at what it would be like with the rain mixed in as well, look at the heavier rains into the parts of the United States here. Likely all rain right here, a very wet weather pattern with snow on the northern fringes. So things are beginning to ramp up, folks, and get a lot more busy. Have yourself a great Wednesday. We'll see you tomorrow. Stay warm.